We're not more sensitive. There's just more opportunities for us to be sensitive.
He looking like, what do you mean sensitive? I grew up in the mean streets. Mean streets, he's not gonna say where. Like, for real? For real.
Thank you for watching this video. Please remember, like and subscribe. And join my Patreon if you want to help to support the channels. The link is always in the description. And thank you once again for choosing to watch this video. To all my fans and my haters, enjoy.
So we're gonna come back to this. We're gonna come back to this video. And oh god. You know what, this would have been better if we would have saw this video and the actual parents and kids actually matched up. But if you recall, we have, besides the Dennis Prager looking like motherfucker who looks like he's in his late 60s, this motherfucker right here, he looks like he's in his late 60s. But he's only 59. Fuck. And then we have the small forest animal black person, the token, if you will. And then we have the nondescript white guy of the group that yeah. And we have the kids from like that look like 60% of the Planeteers, like, and that's not even a bad thing. They literally look like 60% of the Planeteers. So let's get back to this video, shall we?
To get rid of a toxic relationship with somebody that was harming them.
Why does the woman have to move across the country because the man is being toxic? Why can't the man be taught, don't be toxic?
Oh, I agree.
Women nowadays have to deal with those kinds of relationships. The mother knows better, I would say, than the father about that.
We're not more sensitive. There's just more opportunities for us to be sensitive.
He looking like, what do you mean sensitive? I grew up in the mean streets. Mean streets, he's not gonna say where. Like, for real? For real. This is a stereotype of, well, I used to be, like remember, he said, he was like, when my father was in jail, I did what I wanted. And when he got out of jail, I straightened up. Like, dude, that's not a brag. That's not a brag. That's not how you do shit. You do things that are right in spite of who's around you. Because that's just the right thing to fucking do. But this look, oh God, okay, let's go.
You can say like 15, 20 years ago, there weren't videos of black men being shot by police all over the internet. Now that that's there, people are more inclined to feel a certain way or take a stance on that topic.
Do you think it would be more beneficial to show police also interacting with white guys? Because more white guys get killed than black guys by cops.
Oh my God, this fucking Candace Owens actually talking point. Of course, we know by raw numbers, there are more people who are not people of color that are killed by cops. But the disproportional percentage is on the side of people who are people of color. Oh my God, like, fuck. We know this shit, man. And I'm sorry. This motherfucker right here doesn't look like no hardcore thug. He looks like a oversized fucking teenager. And he's been talking like one too. But let's continue.
You look at the amount of white people and the amount of black people, there are going to be more white people killed because there are more white people in America. The percentage of black people that are being killed is higher than the percentage of white people.
Well, just because you're pulled over doesn't mean you have to resist. I mean, they don't just kill you when they pull you over. It's all about...
What? What? Stop resisting. Wow. Wait, stop resisting. Oh, wow. So, I wonder. Now, this is a motherfucker that was talking about vaccine mandates and how people are canceled. So which is it? Is it stop resisting and listen to what authority tells you to do? Or ain't nobody gonna take away my freedom? Which one is it? Which one is it? Let's continue.
Based on how you perform as an individual. I've been pulled over and never had a bad interaction in my life. When I was rude, I got snatched out the car. Everything is a personal choice, and you can't take accountability for your life, and you will forever be a slave.
That's not true. There are definitely issues on the side of policing. Black communities, majority POC communities are over-policed. There's larger patrols in black communities. There are police work longer hours in majority black communities. So there's an issue from the policing side as well.
Wow, why is it that these teenagers are schooling adults? It's almost as if when you have information, correct information, then other conservative talking points look stupid. All right, let's go.
Politics has damaged my relationship with a loved one.
I'm sure you can relate to this as well, but in the Asian community, there's a lot of anti-blackness. So with the advent of the Black Lives Matter movement this past year, having conversations with my parents was really difficult, especially around the nuances of racial justice and sort of like what the movement was fighting for and how to articulate that in like the very closed mindset my parents had.
A lot of my family voted for Trump in the past election, and I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't like to say this, but it made me view their morals a little bit differently, and they're willing to adapt and change was so different, and I was just like shocked because I wanted to understand their side and really talk about it, and I was met with, "You're wrong."
Yeah, the talking point, the very good way of actually ending an argument when you ask somebody to explain something, you're wrong. Why are you wrong? Why am I wrong? Because you just wrong. You're just stupid. You're a stupid kid. Far be it from somebody who knows better, who actually knows better, that is fully capable of articulating and explaining and defining why they're making a point other than I'm right, you're wrong.
And we don't want to talk about it, and that kind of really damaged just kind of the way I looked at them.
Yeah, I definitely agree, and I also think that it just made me less willing to expend the energy to have political or just like any like hard conversations with my parents or anyone else in my family.
Yeah, and that's kind of a thing that you see with a lot of people on the left wing actually, and like here, this is actually important, and I want to say this. All right, if you're on the left wing, I get it. There are people that are so fucking stupid. So just like you feel like they'll never learn. You feel like they won't just they are locked in their ways, and you have to fight that urge. You can't just write people off. As easy as it is, and as much as you want to, you can't do that shit. And I believe a lot of the people on the left that just want to write people off and just like, oh no, they're stupid. It's like that's the shit that that pissed people off about Hillary Clinton, the dumb chick that she is. Like, they just want to write people off and say, well, we don't need them. We're going to move forward our country. Like, no, we need these people. That's why I'm a big fan of people that at least try to reach out to people on the political right. They may not actually get the thought leaders, but they actually try to reach out to the followers of those people on the right, like Bull of the Fifth Column. As much as people hate him, Vosh, like shit like that. When you actually try to reach out to those people in those groups that you just want to totally dismiss, that's the thing. Like, we can't keep doing that because these people have perceived, or in some cases, legitimate grievances that they need addressed. Case in point, there is a problem that is happening with men. Like, seriously, men are losing their place in this. In some of it's perceived, but some of it is like they have been raised to believe this certain thing, and not everybody can actually just turn on the switch and say, "Oh, yep, you're right." That's a thing, and for people on the left to ignore that and just say, "Well, you're a man, you just have power, and so you should just deal with the new reality." It's fucked up. It is fucked up. And us people on the left, we kind of like try to, and I know I'll try to express this a little bit better one time when I was on the stream, but it's like we can't just like say, we can't just write people off, because that is a problem. Just writing people off, that is a problem, and that throws them in the arms of, well, no, you do have a problem. You do have a grievance. Here, let me give you this false fucking result to your grievance. And we on the right, we on the left need to actually address the people on the right in a way where we address their grievances without giving them a scapegoat, or a scapegoat that doesn't have any power. So yeah, like I'm off my soapbox. Let's get back to the video.
My name is Brithwick, I'm 18 years old, and I'm a liberal. I grew up in a low-income immigrant household, and I think the systems that are in place right now aren't sufficient enough to support people, Americans like myself or my family. Because my parents were immigrants, I think they were liberal on issues like immigration and things that directly affected them. I'd like to ask to the conservative parents why they don't necessarily listen or adopt their own beliefs, whether political or social, based on the conversations they have with their children, and why they're so set in their ways.
Because people think they're right, and they want to change from that, because they wrap their identity in believing that they're right. Just like, I'm right, so why do I need to change? Because I'm me. Like, okay, let's go.
You know, I read a lot of the tragic stories where family members don't talk to each other anymore. Personally, I think that's sad. Do all my family members vote the same? No. Do we have a pretty good idea of how family members may have voted? Yeah. But we went more of agree to disagree. I'm not going to not buy.
Okay, so like, I get that to an extent, but where is this all come together, come to God, Jesus moment, or whatever the fuck it was, when parents were throwing their kids out for being gay or being trans? It's okay for that one because you offended their sensibility, but like, oh no, like, you vote for a racist, sexist, megalomaniac idiot, and somebody's supposed to be okay with that when he's threatening to kick your ass out or impoverish your people. And that's I know I just said like don't write people off, but you can at least put distance between you and them. You can still try to reach out, but that's something I would put distance between. But that's just me. Let's go.
You a present for Christmas because, you know, you decided to vote for somebody that I don't like. Give me a break. Families are special. And we've got too many people, as you talked about, that don't have them.
When I took this prompt, I kind of took it more of like my view of the person changed differently
Yeah.
because, not because of the way they voted, but because some of their values to me were, like you said, moral values, and that shows kind of part of their characters.
Would you say that morality is subjective to each individual person though? Or would you say morals are the same across the board?
Morality is subjective. Full stop. There is no overall objective morality. No, not at all. Even in the world that we have today, there is no overall objective morality. They are all subjective. Let's go.
The basic is human equality for all. And so if you don't believe that somebody should have an equality based on their gender, their sexual orientation, or their race, or anything like that, that's a moral problem in my eyes.
That's a huge thing with the trans and the gay and LGBTQ and all that whole thing. So I grew up LDS, being Utah County, it's like 9.
He's a Mormon. Wow. Wow. Okay. Okay. Wow. Okay. Let's go.
95% Mormon. At 8 years old is when you get baptized. And so if you're raised around where 95% of people think the exact same way, I feel like that's too young of an age where you're a child and you don't really know what you're doing. And so where I have a problem with the trans or these different things is they're getting kids at like 10, 12 years old and they're pushing them down that path. Who's they?
Okay. So when you explain that you lived in a cult, yes, you lived in a cult, where they get kids as young as 8 years old to believe they're bullshit, and then you say, hey, wait, the fuck? That's why I know that when kids hit puberty, where their body actually started changing, they are not happy with their body starting to change. Oh no, that's brainwashing. And the first question to destroy that is, who's they? Oh, that is fucking awesome. That is fucking awesome. That look, I've been watching some street epistemology videos, and that sounds like a street epistemology question. Let's go.
Who's they?
Who's indoctrinating these kids into becoming LGBTQ and etc.
There's a lot of groups out there.
Like?
I've just heard that there's groups out there. There's groups out there that do that.
No.
I'm assuming you're a straight man, so.
Wait, he can't answer it. He can't answer it. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's almost as if you're turning up your life to actually have somebody, you reinvent yourself so people can see you a totally different way, and you're doing it for some kind of clout, even though it comes with a lot of pain and suffering and social outcasts. And oh yeah, you may actually get kicked out of your home because your parents have an idea of what you're supposed to be, not what you are. And yeah, no, you're just doing it for the likes. You're just doing it for the likes. And this big shadowy group called They are out there convincing kids to what? Be obstinate just for the hell of it? That's not how that. Okay. Wow.
Oh, I think it's weird for you to comment on the queer experience and what that's like for someone growing up who's struggling with those experiences. The way you're describing it as indoctrination, people who are figuring out their sexualities and their queer identities aren't necessarily going to ascribe to the first labels that are put before them.
If I'm not mistaken, the brain isn't fully developed until you're 25 years old, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Motherfucker, your brain ain't developed, and you said you 33. The fuck? When I hear this shit, especially from talking points like these motherfuckers, that's just sounding like they're saying, like, you just ain't learned to deal with the fact that you need to do what people tell you to do. But sooner or later, you'll fall in line. Like, when I hear shit like this, oh, you're 10, you're 12, you don't know how your body's supposed to feel. And I want to ask a lot of these motherfuckers who feel this way, at what point did you have to choose how your body's supposed to feel? Man. And you're right, Joe. Like, a lot of this shit calls an underclass, and I'm using the term loosely, an undergroup of people where not only do they get kicked out of their parents' house, but they get taken advantage of by these shitty ass groups, or God forbid, a motherfucking a virus or a motherfucking disease actually go through a community, and it wipes out thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people, because these people are seen as the lower rungs of society. But let's continue.
So I know how I used to think at 16, man. I know how I used to think at 21, man. I'm not against kids doing whatever they want. It's just the older you get, you change. I got my first tattoo at 15. I'm covered now. If I was a little older, I probably would have waited. When you're young, you're not thinking.
Wait. Okay. You're equating a tattoo with your identity. If a tattoo is that monumental to your fucking identity, then the problem isn't somebody's gender identity. The problem is the fact that you're fucking fickle about tattoos. Oh, wow. That shit is crazy. How are you equating a life-changing decision about how people perceive you for the rest of your life with a fucking tattoo? Okay. Wow.
Thinking, and everybody has made a bad choice. And because you stressed out, you go change your gender. Because you want to try something new, once you do it, you can't go back. The more you throw stuff at kids before they develop, that's indoctrination because you're trying to get them while they're not fully cognizant to know what's going on.
I'm so glad I'm almost finished this video. But let's just explain this shit right now. Who is more indoctrinated? People who have lived in the system and told that you can't do something because that's not what the system allows you, or the people that's coming up is like, yeah, I don't want to listen to this shit. Who is more indoctrinated? Who is more indoctrinated? If you see a fucking problem with somebody choosing to be who they are versus following in line to what's already there, who's more indoctrinated? Somebody who is willing to actually express and be who the fuck they are. That's indoctrination. But you, who's following in line with a motherfucking system because that's what you've been told your only options are, and you willingly accepted it, who's more indoctrinated? And as Joe is putting in the chat, these people who are willing to buck the fucking system, buck their parents, buck their upbringing because they can't live in a way that people have been telling them to live for 15, 20 years of their life, to fucking be true to who the fuck they are. They're indoctrinated. But you who spent years in the system being beat down and broken by the system till you complied, you're not indoctrinated. But the people that want to express themselves, they're indoctrinated. Because reasons. Because reasons. How fucking dare you, dog? Like, all right, we're almost finished. Whew. Let's go.
The older you get, the more conservative you become.
When I got older and I had kids and I had a family, I actually started reading policies. Everything about me changed when I became a father because I had a reason to. And I'm sure you.
Oh, God. Again. Oh, my God. Again. This is so fucking stupid. If your empathy, genetics, or bones or shit kicked in because you actually had a family, you're a terrible person. You should care about people no matter if they're related to you or not. That's a thing. You should care. Because you're not caring because it may seem noble, like, oh, I became a father and I cared about, the future. No, you only care because you feel that something of yours is threatened. Not that the world, not that other people are in danger. It's because something of yours is threatened. And that's not being a good person. That's borderline being fucking selfish. But let's go.
You would agree with that?
Yeah. As I've gotten older and the environment we're in right now, I feel like they're trying to cancel the Constitution. They're trying to cancel Christianity.
I mean, most teenagers are liberal. I was liberal.
What? Did this motherfucker just say they're trying to cancel Christianity? Did they just say they're trying to cancel Christianity? That's the, wow. You're trying to cancel Christianity. Yeah, no, I have not heard that shit before. Canceling Christianity. Oh, wow. No, and I get that, Joe. I like that shit is awesome, and somebody is willing to stand up for their beliefs. But I'm sure these motherfuckers will say that they're indoctrinated by them because they decide to buck the system and not play along and actually stand up, even if it means making a difficult choice to go somewhere else. Yeah. Oh no. We don't speak about that because they need a rallying cry. It's Judeo-Christian values until like they don't need the Judeo values anymore, and it's just become Christian Western values again because reasons. Yeah. Oh no! Look. You as long as you pretend to be part of the group, you'll be part of the group until they don't need you. And then they will cancel you out, like trans people or gay people or black people. Once the Republicans or the conservatives win the war on one group, then they start going back and retreating back to the group that they used to get into that group. Because look at Milo. Look. As soon as the conservatives win the war, and we're online, we watch shit online. As soon as the conservatives win the war on trans people, Blair White is gonna go out the fucking window. Like she's almost already there now. Milo, Dave Rubin, he's such a shitty person that eventually he's gonna either be out of the conservative group or he's gonna go to straight because that's where the money is. He's gonna pull another Milo. Like, can't believe Milo said he's not gay anymore. Like, dude, God, him and his husband, which has been downgraded to his roommate, they sometimes have relations, even though yeah, sure, let's go.
When I was a teen, it's fun. Culture is liberal. So and when you're younger, you're going to be a part of culture.
Right.
When you're older, you're trying to raise your family. You don't have time to care about what LeBron James said or who did that. Just when you mature, you value what's around you.
My name's Sean. I'm 36 years old, and I'm a conservative parent. My dad's kind of my idol. I've seen him basically build a very successful life and seen how simple he's lived his life through prayer and through just basic conservative principles.
Why does he still sound like he's looking up to his daddy? Oh my God. Like, he really sounds like, he's like, Daddy, notice me. Daddy. And I can just imagine how weak and small he sounds. Get in the fucking robot, Stingy. Get in the fucking robot. I'm sorry. Okay. Shit. All right, let's go. like, Daddy, why don't you just say you love me? Get in a robot, Stingy. Okay.
Raised up LDS or Mormon, I saw a lot of just judgment, and so I don't necessarily believe that you have to be in a.
I can't say it better than the screen. I can't say it better than the screen. Bias score 100. Okay, shit.
Religion, but I do believe in prayer. I've been all across the board as far as the way my life has gone, and at my happiest times, I've lived by conservative values.
Building off of what you're saying about like teenagers, we're a different generation, and so we view the world differently, and I think that's probably why you've seen more teenagers be liberal, because we just view the world that way, but I don't think it has anything to do with
My generation, I was liberal too when I was a teenager, and all my
I doubt it. I fucking doubt it. Look. Okay. I'm gonna tell you guys a secret. And this is gonna like make me feel bad. In the black community, a lot more black people are conservative, and the only reason why they don't vote Republicans is because the racism. That's it. The reason why a lot of black people don't vote Republicans because of the racism. A lot of people in the black community are conservative as shit and closed-minded, and some of it has to do with poverty and the religious outlook that they've been raised with. Trust me, that shit does not go away. Look, you're not liberal because you just like sex. No, everybody likes sex, and because you like sex and want to have sex doesn't mean you're a liberal. If you hold the principles of gay people bad or trans people bad, you're fucking conservative. If you think that we need to have a family and build wealth and pull yourself out of your bootstraps bullshit, and authorities are A-okay, You're a fucking conservative. You just don't like the fucking racism. And something tells me that this motherfucker has always been a conservative. What? What? You were okay with drinking and smoking weed? Like, oh, so you're a libertarian, a conservative that smokes weed? Like, you're not a liberal. You dumb fuck. I'm sorry. You're not a liberal. You weren't a liberal. If you were a liberal, you wouldn't cross over to this shit like this. That's not how that works, dog. You're not a liberal. You're not a liberal. A libertarian, maybe, which is a conservative that smokes weed, but you're not a liberal. But let's go.
Forever too. And when you're a teenager, life is fun. It's just totally you kick it, you party. So that's what I get. The teenage, as you grow, you either can run away from responsibility or embrace responsibility. When there's real things going on.
Wait. Why do these conservative motherfuckers believe that liberals don't believe in responsibility? If anything, liberals believe they have a responsibility to a global community. That's the thing. Conservatives, just whatever's around me. Liberals to a global community. You dumb fuck. I believe, and here, for those of you guys that hate watch my shit and think that I talk about people and I shouldn't talk about people, I believe I have a responsibility to explain my political views and advocate for my political views. And I'm not just talking to hate on people or just talking because I'm jealous of. No, I have a responsibility to ensure that more people have an open mind, more people are more willing to care about their fellow man. That's my responsibility. Not just fuck y'all, I'm just gonna say what I want to and let me just climb my numbers just to make myself feel good. That's not how this works, dog. But let's go.
You start looking at life a little different. Versus when I was young, I didn't know about that. I didn't know about corporate gains tax, and I didn't know about my stock account, and I didn't know that I can, all these things that I didn't know when I was a kid.
So when people are generally talking about taxing the rich more, they're talking about the top 400 billionaires that are literally paying a lower effective tax rate in taxes than the middle class. The top 400 billionaires paying an effective tax rate of 8%, that's obviously not a fair share. And I think obviously everyone can agree here that they should be paying at least a fair share, right?
How do you increase taxes on someone's assets, though? Most of those billionaires aren't.
Unrealized capital gains is how they're specifically trying to do it now, but it would be through long-term capital gains, because a lot of the people who are paying those taxes, they're paying capital gains tax rate. There's also tax loopholes that have been...
He really didn't know. Oh my God, he didn't know. And this fucking teenager is schooling him, who's probably a little bit more than half his age.
Lobbied into Congress by big corporations and big businesses lobbying politicians to get whatever they want.
So if you get older and you work yourself off and you become a multimillionaire, you deserve to pay more because other people didn't work as hard as you?
But it's not because other people didn't work as hard as me. It's because we, as a society, want to give everyone access to things like basic necessities like healthcare, education, have everyone have an equal opportunity. We don't have that right now.
You can have equal opportunity of a baseline, but the outcome would still be different because every individual is going to work different levels,
Well,
correct?
obviously, yeah.
Right, so I think that's where we are as a society. I was able to...
No. Oh my God, who is this dumb fuck?
Pull it off. I graduated high school with a 1.9 GPA. I don't have a college degree. So the only limits are the limits you place on yourself. That's just my perspective.
America is the best country in the world.
No. America is not the best country in the world. It is not. It is a good country, better than some, but no, the fuck it's not. I can answer that right now. Yeah, they always assume liberals are something lazy and like to leech off the government. No. Like, oh my God, okay. Oh my God. And the main people that leech off the government and are lazy and don't work as hard as everybody else are these rich pricks that the only thing they worked hard at is fucking signing a fucking pen and buying shit. Or they worked real hard being the best swimmer in daddy's nutsack, because most of these motherfuckers who have that amount of money come from a fucking rich family of somebody who had some sort of assets. For real. Okay, let's go.
I think despite all of our challenges and problems, when you look at all the other countries of the world, everybody is still trying to come here.
The way I can talk out loud, the way I can feel myself, the way I can express myself fully as an individual, it ain't many places black men can go do that outside of America.
Can somebody tell them, or can I, like, This is the fucking copium that these motherfuckers are sniffing because they think they're like, I get it. I also grew up in an era because I'm fucking 39. I get it. I grew up in an era when it was like, rah, rah, America's great. But have you been to America? Like, literally, have you been to America? I don't know if any of these motherfuckers have actually been to America. I even the one that grew up in the hood, like, have you been to America? Like, do you see America on TV? Like, have you ever listened to America? Okay, let's go.
3 years ago, when I got into the court systems and the different rights taken away from me and government control and government power, and so when you have that stuff stripped away from you and you realize most other countries don't have the
So we have two criminals and a Dennis Prager look-alike. Wow. This motherfucker. Wow. Who looks more like a criminal? The black guy or this motherfucker? Wow. Okay. Shit.
the freedom that America has. America has been the greatest country ever, and I think it will continue because of a lot of good people that stand up for the right things.
I think I would like to ask the question, what is America the best at?
Yes! Yes! I love these motherfucking kids! Alright, let's go.
I think we just was talking about the freedoms that we have here versus what they don't have in other countries.
So what about places in Scandinavia that actually have higher amounts of freedom? They have better democracies than we do here, higher quality of life, higher median income. They have healthcare systems that are more efficient, that take care of everyone in their population, more access to education.
But when you look at the big
Let's watch the propaganda at work. Shall we?
picture, everybody wants to come here. Millions of people are not trying to get into Scandinavia.
Oh, he's looking like, yeah, nailed it. Oh, okay.
Because we have more opportunity than any other place in the world.
We don't even make the top 25 in women equality.
But we have a better opportunity to do something about it.
If you're lower on the ranking, of course, if you start doing shit that actually other countries are doing, you have a better opportunity. Like, does he not get what being at the bottom actually does if you try doing some shit? Like, either he's mishearing what she's saying as far as, no, we actually have it provable that we're not doing shit like we need to, or he's thinking like, yeah, we're at the bottom and we can work our way up. Like, the fuck? Okay, let's go.
Compared to other countries. And I would love it for Europe to open their borders the way we have and see.
They have. Oh. As a matter of fact, if they had their borders open up like we have, they wouldn't have let anybody in. Remember that person, Lauren Chad, how she went to different countries and was trying to block people from getting into Europe? They have. Oh God, shit. Let's go. No, they haven't traveled. They haven't traveled. They're stuck in their little enclaves and they haven't traveled. But let's go.
See if you can get people from other parts of the world to do mass migration to Europe.
I was going to mention Scandinavian countries as well, but I think it's also important to address that Scandinavian countries are very homogenous, racially, socioeconomically. They don't face the same geographic diversity that we have. What you were mentioning with the fact that we have the opportunity to write women inequality, why is that not happening? It's because the way our democracy is set up, our Congress is literally in a gridlock right now, as it has been for so many past sessions of Congress. We aren't getting anything productive done.
The opportunity we have here is incredible, and I'm very happy that I live here and not somewhere else, but we are so focused on, oh, America is the best, that we don't look at these other countries and say, why are all those people so happy, and what is that, and how can we incorporate that into our society?
I mean, I would say, I think diversity is good. I think diversity of thought, diversity of opinion, it's super helpful.
Okay, yeah, of course you're gonna say that because you're a fucking token. Yeah, oh no, yeah, this has made me sick. Not only because a lot of these motherfuckers are just patently fucked up in the head. But because yeah, no, I just can't, guys. I fucking can't. Because in the end, a lot of these motherfuckers are just so goddamn disgusting. And I'm a part of their fucking age group. And I'm like, why? How? How do I know what it is. Because I don't just stay locked up in this whole ideology of I'm just an adult and you're just a stupid kid. And like, yeah, no, stop. Like, stop. And I'm finally with you, Joe. I fucking hated I had to do the rest of this video. It fucking sucked. And like now, I'm done. And it's almost coming up on 11 o'clock. I do want to say thank everybody for watching this clip. And we're going to cut this clip off here after I say like and subscribe and all that other good shit. Thank you.
If I gave myself the power, where would I be? Was I